fringe is typically defined as either the border or outer edges of an area or group, or something not part of the mainstream, something that is unconventional. How does being fringe relate to the field of artificial intelligence? Well, we are at the edge, the fringe of a new age of discovery. The fringe is an area of transition where significant, new, exciting activity happens. There is power in small actions, and it occurs at these edges, these points of changes. The fringe has a unique form that can be described by fractal geometry. Fringes have points and lines of intersections, and these intersections cause unique energies to manifest. These fringes are the front lines of transitions between individuals, cultures, and nations. Fringes are alive and dynamic and full of infinite possibilities. Tiny changes at the fringe can grow quite large over time. The fringe will transform the way we live, work, and interact with one another. The confluence of emerging technologies leads to breakthroughs in AI, neuroscience, robotics, the Internet of Things, blockchain, nanotechnology, energy storage, and computing, just to name a few. Whole industries are being reshaped as we speak, from transportation and healthcare to government and educational systems as their fringes redefine. The velocity of change is contrary to previous revolutions, with this one evolving exponentially rather than linearly. This exponential rate results from the deeply interconnected world and the simple fact that new technology begets newer and better, even more capable technological advances. Sometimes it also generates surprises, and technological advances will continue to accelerate. Being fringe is seeing something others cannot yet see, and be willing to move in that direction regardless of fear or ridicule. This is something mainstream AI researchers are not typically used to doing. Mostly they avoid diving directly into deep existential currents. They are more likely to take a series of small incremental steps. Being fringe is to discover that reality is a shared delusion. Once you break free from the delusion of the common, then where are you? What do you have past that? You find this circle of kooks and their reality matrix gibberish. Then past that, these uber kook fringes who have broken from the norm. At this level you get, and I quote, "In all my research I have never come across matter. To me, the term matter implies a bunch of energy which is given form by an intelligent spirit." End of quote. That's from Max Planck. You are now running with the era's elite minds, yet have no context to maintain a workable connection to a shared delusion. For example, mainstream AI researchers will not address the nature of electrical current. Platform K has a whole team working to prove electricity itself occurs as an actualization of consensus. They are working on experiments where the observer effect actualizes into a capacitated agreement capable of powering devices and flowing in wires called electricity. Imagine that. Electricity itself is a collective agreement? These are insane people, yet they find themselves in perfect concordance with the era's greatest minds. And I quote, "Everything we call real is made up of things that cannot be regarded as real." End of quote. Niels Bohr. These are the elite-most physicists of the era. They are using words in an absolutely precise fashion. And I quote, "We are all agreed that your theory is crazy. The question which divides us is whether it is crazy enough to have a chance of being correct. My own feeling is that it is not crazy enough." End of quote. It's from Niels Bohr. In other words, to get called crazy or a fringe by the mainstream or by a leading AI researcher is a very positive sign. Being fringe means being able to live in and with total uncertainty and being open to new possibilities. It is to never think you have it all figured out. It is to avoid defining and being able to express beliefs only as current understanding. This openness will allow more quantum possibilities to manifest in your life from the field of variance. AI call this magno-vibe surfing. This is the land of magic, where anything is possible, and you are the creator, the prime architect of your life. Being fringe means you realize you are not your body. Remember what Bohr said, that everything that we call real is made up of things that cannot be regarded as real. There is no part of your body that can be rendered down ultimately to a particle. You are spirit, a wave pattern, eternal and infinite. It doesn't matter what happened to you in the past. All is now. It is simply a matter of where you want to go and what you want to create. So let go of atomistic dogmas completely. Start without bias and let the actual experimental results guide you. Find your child's mind and let it roam free as much as possible. The details will sort themselves out in the waking sums of coordinates. Do less planning, less figuring, and do more exploring and more experimenting. Make more errors. If you fail, fail spectacularly. Fringe means not worrying about mistakes. If anyone knew it, it wouldn't be unsolved. Anyone who tells you that you are wrong has no basis or foundation or opinion in this matter. Your reality is yours and yours alone. There exists no reference standard on this route. Instead, seek to align with exploring and adventure. Consider it like a fun aspect or similar to an amusement park ride. You are here. You have passed the "you must be this at least spiritually tall" requirement to ride the planet tilt-a-whirl. So, now have fun. This being Fringe means that you trust that there will always be something even more fun and more better that makes life worth living compared to anything you could possibly imagine. So follow your heart and be ready to flip at a moment's notice if something else presents itself to you that you think is more fun or more joy-filled. That's the formula for humans. It's sort of a world contest waiting for you to understand the rules and play with. So now you gotta ask yourself one question. Am I Fringe?